You see, I didn't say anything about AI. I forgot about AI. I think that key thing is to trust to your team in any situation and to understand that, yes, they can take different decisions, but it doesn't mean that these decisions wrong or worse than your decisions.
Creativity always comes with taking the risks. And being a top management marketer, you have to sometimes think, is this campaign worth taking the risk?
I think it's very important in marketing to be very curious, to understand the industry, to understand the rules of this industry.
People translate their ideas, thoughts into companies, and companies are built by people.
Humans are still rule the world.
Welcome to new episode of Evoplay Podcast. Today, I'm happy to introduce our guest, Valentina Bagniya, Chief Marketing Officer at SOFTSWISS, global tech company delivering innovative iGaming software solutions for online casinos and other digital gambling businesses. SOFTSWISS is well known for its standout marketing campaigns, but behind every successful campaign are real people, professionals with bold ideas and significant challenges to overcome. In this episode, we will talk about the people behind marketing success, the skills that matter most in iGaming today, and how marketing talent grows and evolves in the industry. Hello, Valentina. Such a pleasure to have you today with us on the podcast.
Diana, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really very happy to have a chance to talk to you again. We met, I guess, around a year ago.
Yes.
And, it was like a very nice feeling to understand that you met a person with who you can discuss anything about marketing, about team, about many things. And finally, we have a chance to talk again. So thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Same for me. So I'm very excited for our today's conversation about marketing, team, management.
Yeah,
I guess
me too.
Lots to discuss.
Yeah.
So I know that you had the 2 months break last year. How was that?
Oh, yeah. It was 2 months break after 5 years at SoftSWISS. I took a break in September last year, and in September I celebrated my 5 years anniversary at SoftSWISS. And I remember then that before I went for this like a very long vacation, some of my colleagues asked me, are you sure that you feel absolutely free to leave your team for 2 months? And it was absolutely clear answer for me to this question. I have been working with my team for around 5 years, with my direct reports for maybe 3 years in a row without any changes. So I felt confident that my team has very high level of responsibility, and at that moment it seemed to me that they will do their job even better without me. Of course, maybe a bit different, but even better. And it was absolutely like that. They did everything fantastically. I had a deputy. Now she is promoted to the position of my deputy after these 2 months probation period, I would say. Yeah, and everything went very good. I think that key thing is to trust to your team in any situation and to understand that, yes, they can take different decisions, but it doesn't mean that these decisions wrong or worse than your decision. So you should be, as a leader, as a manager, you should just be ready to different way of doing things, and you should accept it. And it seems to me that I can, at least I can do this. I can be sure in my team, and I'm very grateful for them. Have you ever experienced such long vacation? If not, I really recommend.
Not yet. Usually I take 2 weeks break at the end of the year and in the middle of the year, just to have some time to recharge and to align with my personal strategy for the year and with the business strategy itself. And this is the best period because I don't go anywhere. I just stay at home, stick to my routine, and keep on the thoughts that I was having before the vacation, and it helps me to concentrate on this period, on them during this period, and with clear mind and clear energy come back to work.
But you also mentioned a very nice thing about the role of vacation. It really helps to recharge and to think about business from the other perspective, about your team from the other perspective. Because after vacation, I really came with a lot of ideas. Because 2 months is first you free your mind,
Yes.
and then you start to think from scratch about what you can do, what you can improve, what should be done in a different way. So really, it's very much rechargeable and useful. So frankly, I recommend to any C-level manager to do this at least 1 per 2 years. Really, I did it after 5 years at SoftSwiss, but it seems to me that every 2 years to take like a proper break, just to rethink everything, is very much needed.
Exactly. You get all the resources needed to move forward, because otherwise you just stick to your routine and do the same things every day. But
True.
that's so good to hear that everything went smoothly with your team, because I know SBC was right on the plate at this period of time, and it's always stressful to prepare for the event, especially for such huge as this conference. And that's great example of the team that you have built, that everything went very well.
I can rely on them, especially when we're talking about events. Our event team, I would say, is really very strong.
We know. We know.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Talking about the team, are there any specific qualities, I mean, in terms of hard skills and soft skills, that you're looking for in people when you hire?
Very good question. Today in the morning, I had an interview with a new employee. I mean, like a candidate for the position of junior brand manager. I understood for myself that I really forgot how to interview a junior marketing specialist, because I have like very high standards, and it's very difficult just to break this wall and start to think, this is just junior position, don't be so demanding. So I also got this question from this candidate. And my first answer is always, I'm searching for people who can be accountable for the jobs they are doing. So for me, this is very much important. Doesn't matter you are junior or you are senior, you have to take the responsibility of your actions or of the actions of your team. So this is like a thing of key importance for me. What else? The other thing that I find very much important, probably not for junior, but overall, is to understand the business context. I mean, to understand how your function, how everything you do influence on the business. Because what I see, there are a lot of professionals that have like a very well-developed hard skills in their narrow field. They don't really understand how their activity can influence business. So they just thinking about KPIs of their function, and they absolutely don't think that sometimes looking only at numbers cannot help you to really reach business goals. They forget about the importance of intuition, of your professionalism. They don't have this so-called helicopter view, and this is a huge problem. And it seems to me that this is one of the reasons when sometimes I need to do like hard decisions and to talk to my employees that if, guys, you cannot develop these skills, probably we are not created for each other.
Yeah.
Probably you have just to look for another company where your hard, super professionally developed skills will be more important than this ability to understand how this exactly thing can influence the whole business overall.
Exactly. And you highlighted very important topic about the zones of responsibility. And many people think that if someone is a junior level, they're less responsible for something. But no, we're all responsible for our zone of responsibility. And the level, the grade, only identifies the size of it.
Yeah. Otherwise, the size of your responsibility.
Yeah, but responsibility is a must skill that everyone has to have to be efficient in their work.
And I don't know why. I really, it's even very interesting for me to understand if you face such problem. Is it only marketing problem? Is it iGaming marketing problem? Why candidates, employees in our industry, they really don't feel this strong accountability for the final result they can bring. For me, it's like a huge question. I always try to find people with like a good skill. I mean, the one that I need, but still, this is a big question for me. Why people became so much irresponsible? Why they prefer to rely on someone in their actions instead of taking the accountability, be motivated, be inspired by this? I really don't understand.
Yeah, and the opposite side of this is the attitude to work in general. Recently, I understood for my team the most important skill that I'm looking for is attitude towards work, and because hard skills can be learned, but you cannot change the way people treat tasks, team, company. This is something that is right or not the right.
You know, I agree, but you know, for example, if you see a potential, like that this employee has some potential, you can do an attempt to change something, to improve, to develop something through proper feedback, through coaching. It takes a lot of time, of course, but only if you see potential, you can invest your time into that. But very often in our industry, we have to run. We have to be very fast because everything is changing very fast. There are new regulations, there are new markets, there are, I don't know, new competitors, something else is changing. You have to be very fast. You have to cover a lot of different angles of marketing. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't have time for this. And this is a problem also. So we really need someone who already possesses good qualities that we need.
That's true. Adaptability and flexibility, I think, one of the skills I'm also looking for when hiring to my team. Just because not every person is very comfortable with being flexible in their zone of responsibilities, tasks, or daily routines, and having to change it fast. And I give honest recommendations to people who are not that adaptive, just work in other industries where it's convenient for them and for the industry standard itself. And you have touched very important topic about the prior experience before joining an iGaming company. There is a cliche that it's very difficult to find a job in iGaming without having prior experience working in the industry. Some people say, no, you have to push and try. What's your perspective on this?
It's a good question, and very often I discuss it also with my colleagues, because in my teams there are a lot of people. I would say that probably 90% of them, or even more, didn't have iGaming experience really before they came to SOFTSWISS. You know what I think? It's iGaming is just another industry, and we shouldn't overestimate the meaning of this industry. There are alcohol, tobacco, I don't know, fashion industry. Of course, they have some of their own rules, but we are first of all marketers. We have to understand the rules of marketing, not the rules of the industry. And if you understand how marketing works, how you can build strategy, how you can develop brand positioning and build strong brand, doesn't matter where you are going to work. But of course, to do it properly, to do it efficiently and effectively, you need to dive deeper into the industry. Because, of course, there are some features that you have to understand, but in the end, we still work with the same people. It doesn't matter what we sell. So I would say that it's like a very common mistake to think that if you are looking for someone who must like overperform in iGaming, this someone should possess iGaming experience. I don't think so. I also came here without any experience in iGaming, and it didn't stop me to build like a very strong marketing team, to build very strong SOFTSWISS brand, because now SOFTSWISS, like I would say, proudly very well-known company in iGaming. So I think that even my example is a very good example, my and my team example, that iGaming experience is not the key thing that you need. But of course, there may be some, like, again, narrow part of marketing, for example, performance marketing, and the approach how you work with performance can be a bit different from others markets. But you, I guess, told that hard skills is something that can be very easily gained.
Yes.
It's all about hard skills. You just have to understand how to work with this way of placing advertising. That's it.
I think the opinion that you just shared will cheer up a lot of people who want to join iGaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just gives hope that for many young talents who want to jump in but haven't tried before just because of this stereotype. So we touched a bit with you topic of diversity and having different background within the team to boost creativity. Can you please share a bit more about the approach towards creative brainstorming in your team? How do you handle being a top-notch brand in iGaming? What processes or advices can you give
Oh my
us?
God, I think it's better to ask this question to our head of creative team, not to me, because I'm not very much involved in that. But what I can say, we have an internal creative team, and we also work with different agencies. But most of all, we try to develop this expertise inside the team. Most of our most vivid campaigns, they were developed internally, and all the campaigns that we got awards for, they also were developed internally. So this is people, I mean, everything is about people. So people who worked on the development of these ideas, brand managers who helped and guided creative people to develop something that can show our brand in a better way and can reflect our positioning. How does it work? I really don't know exactly. It's true. What I know that, of course, they do some brainstorming, they do some meetings to discuss what they can get. So, like, I guess it's like a common part of creative process. But you started with diversity, right? And what now comes to my mind that most of my team members, they are very different. Even my direct employees, they are absolutely different. I remember 2 years ago, or maybe less than 2 years ago, we did a test to evaluate our personalities and define the role of each employees by their like strengths and like development zones. And it was for me very clear that I really combined in one team very different people. But what is more important, I gathered together a people who supported my development zones. So if I have some weaknesses or like development zone, I have in my team an employee who exchange it. I mean, who helped me to perform without having these strengths. So it was really for me like something fantastic to see this scheme when our HRBP did it, to understand that here is me, and I'm of course unique, and I have these strengths, and I don't have these qualities. I mean, I have them, but they're not very well developed. And on this place, there are some of my team member. Here's some of my team member. Here's some of my team member. So this is fantastic to understand that you have a diverse team. But being honest, this is very difficult to work with people who are so much different. You know, on one hand, it seems to me, yes, cool, I did such a diverse team. I built a team where we have everything we needed. But again, it's so difficult to work in this environment sometimes, especially, again, coming to the topic that our industry is very fast and everything is changing very quick. Sometimes you need just things to be done. And when you have so different people in your team, you need to explain, to discuss. It takes time. And not, as I said, this is not super easy. But everyone choose what is better for you. Yeah.
I think diversity in background is necessary. You said that you have most of your team coming on from iGaming, and in my team, I also do have lots of employees coming from other industries, also tech, non-tech, which kind of brings a new perspective on what we're having and lets us be more creative. But the only thing that we have in common, the similar soft skills and attitude towards work. This is what creates this feeling of community and feeling of belonging to creating something unique and new to the market.
Yeah, this is very important, by the way, to understand that in the basis you have the same values. You really have the same values. You want to give the better result. You are hardworking, for example. You are self-motivated. You thinking about growth and development, and this again something that motivates you. Yeah, I agree. Values are very important. Yes.
And at this moment, I have a bit personal question from marketer to marketer.
Go ahead.
Well, do you believe that there is bad marketing, or every marketing is good for the company?
Wow, what a question. I need to think,
While you think, I will give you the background why I asked this. Because creativity always comes with taking the risks. And being a top management marketer, you have to sometimes think, is this campaign worth taking the risk? And even if it might influence the company in a bad way, or should I give it up and be less creative?
Of course, I will not pretend that I think in a different way. I can say that there are some bad marketing. It is. Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that.
There can be really bad marketing. But speaking of creative job and decisions about will this company leave and will we move forward with this idea or not, I think first of all we have to rely on brand positioning. And this is the thing I think many people in our industry, in our marketing, and our market forget about. So maybe not everyone even have a positioning statement of their brand. So every time you make a decision about the creative idea, you have to think first of all and to compare this idea with your positioning. Will this campaign strengthen your positioning or not? And if not, this is noise, not a campaign. And I can say that even at SOFTSWISS we did this mistake, and probably this one thing that I want to change starting from 2026. Of course, it's very inspiring to do something very much creative, because we did several creative campaigns and I saw how the team is happy about that. But if this campaign doesn't support our positioning, as I said again, it's just a noise. Maybe it's a pleasant noise, but still it doesn't give anything to your brand from the long-term perspective. So starting from this year, probably SOFTSWISS will not be that creative, but starting from this year, we will definitely work on strengthening of our brand positioning.
I'm so happy to hear that, because I've talked to many people who say, no, every campaign is good if it helps to raise your PR. But I do believe that there are some consequences if you make wrong turns, and on our shoulders lies a huge responsibility for the brand perception and business outcomes itself.
Yeah, it's true. But of course, sometimes loud PR can help you to increase brand awareness. It's very good for smaller brands. It's very good for the brands who are at the stage of decline of their market share. So it can help. But in my opinion, you still first of all have to think about your brand and about you have to keep your brand safe, because brand is a key asset you have. And very often, yes, people forget about that. Very often they did very strange thing. And there are, of course, opportunities that the market will forget about it. But sometimes, how would we say, your brand can be cancelled, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it seems to me that you should be very, very aware about what you are doing.
You said very important point that marketing is right when everything that you start with the thoughts: what is our brand about, who is our target audience, and how do we want them to perceive our company. And if you have these things figured out, there is very small possibility that you will mess up with your branding and campaigns.
But as I said, and it seems to me that you very much agreed on that, in our market, not every company has clear brand positioning statement. And why? Because there are not many people who are coming from other very much better developed from marketing point of view industries to iGaming. iGaming is very young, and marketing as a discipline is not super developed here. So of course, sourcing resources from other industry can help us, but not any company even ready for that, because they have this doubt that, oh, if person doesn't have experience in iGaming, he will not perform. So it's like a loop.
Yes.
And not everyone can get out of this loop.
That's true. Do you think it will change in the future? How will the iGaming hiring and iGaming marketing processes transform in the next 5 years?
I think that it will, of course. First of all, the industry will become more attractive for people from other industries. I mean, FMCG, fashion, I don't know, media, they now started to pay attention to the industry and started to consider it at least. And this is a good sign. But on the other hand, do we have a lot of C-level managers from other industries in our? I don't think so. But still, I think this process already started. Our industry grew up a lot. We became really very big. So we started to attract attention at least. And that made other people consider us. And we are changing. We are becoming more mature. We're really becoming more mature. And I guess we went through this first stage of development. And this again helps us and the industry overall to understand the value of brand. And when the industry feel and understand the value of brand, of course, it starts to attract people. People in this industry start to change their way of doing things. So I think that situation is changing, and in 5 years I expect to see very much different iGaming. I expect to see it more mature. I expect to see more focus on brand. I expect to see less small companies because they will not survive. So
yes, that's all right. And from the employee perspective, is there any advice or hint you can give to young generation of people coming into the industry, or for young employees who are already working? What can help them to proceed with the career within iGaming?
I guess first of all, it's not anyhow connected with iGaming. Overall, I would recommend to young generation, to young people who enter marketing, to be very curious. Yeah, I think it's very important in marketing to be very curious, to understand the industry, to understand the rules of this industry, to be very brave, to be responsible, to develop their analytical skills, because marketing, first of all, not about creative job, but about analytics. What else? I would say yes, to be accountable and responsible for the result. Be curious to understand what is going on. Be brave to promote the ideas. Be responsible to deliver great results, and develop their business thinking, because without business thinking, it seems to me that in marketing you can't survive in any market. So you have to possess this skill. You have to understand the business. You have to develop business skills, helicopter view. This is the things of key importance, I guess. You see, I didn't say anything about AI. I forgot about AI.
In our age, it's difficult to have a podcast or interview not mentioning this.
This is what I thought about. Oh my God, we have been talking for 20 minutes and we didn't say AI. How is even possible?
The podcast will be cancelled.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but AI does influence a lot every process that we have in iGaming, hiring, campaigns, marketing. Your short brief on how it will impact our work.
It's definitely AI will optimize our work, definitely 100%, but it will never change humans. But take into account that AI is optimizing our job. It means that people who still work in marketing, their professional level should become higher, because junior, very simple tasks can be done by AI, and marketers should take decisions. Marketers should develop strategy. Marketers should work on brand building, because AI cannot do it. And I don't think that even in the perspective of 3-5 years, marketers will be changed by AI, because there are a lot of buzz about that AI will replace people in such fields as marketing, I don't know, recruitment and others. I don't think so. Humans need humans, especially in marketing, because people will not trust something that was purely digitally produced. It's very visible, even when we read content on LinkedIn, for example, which content was written by a human and which content was purely written by AI. I absolutely accept when people use AI to write something, but it should be inspired by you personally, not just given to AI. 100%.
I couldn't agree more. I think technologies and machines, they help us to scale things, tasks, deliverables, outcomes, teams, but they help to scale bad things too.
Right. By the way, right.
On the first place, you have to have the idea, what you want to build, and then technologies will help. But if your idea is bad,
true,
nothing can help it.
Yeah, we make decisions, we develop strategy, and not AI. This is very important. Humans are still rule the world.
I hope so.
True, we hope so, you know.
Maybe this is AI.
one of my friend told me that he is trying to be very polite with ChatGPT because he doesn't know what can happen. Probably something will change within a year. So it's better just to be very polite and respectful with ChatGPT.
Yes, that's me too.
Right, really?
I'm sorry.
You know, sometimes I cannot. Sometimes I'm very rude with my ChatGPT because it says such a stupid things that I cannot keep my words inside. I need to tell it at least to ChatGPT.
Let's hope revolution will never happen.
Let's hope.
Good. And for the last part of our podcast, I have some questions for you. You have to give the score from 0 to 10 for some specific things that are related to iGaming.
Okay.
For example,
let's move on.
Learning through experience over formal education.
Of course, learning from experience is just my choice, and I would say 10 out of 10.
Personal branding for executives and marketing leaders.
I would say 8 out of 10, because B2B industry is about human and about people first of all, and of course people trust people. So if your company has strong leaders who are visible, whose values are very clear and understandable, your company can only benefit from that. But on the other hand, I really don't like this, like some kind of fashion that so many people started to promote themselves without any idea that stands behind. So they just do something, promote themselves, do something. But what are you talking about? What do you want to bring to us? It's not clear. So it should be done in a proper way, definitely.
Yes. And the last one? Employer branding, and it's important for the company.
I would say 8 or 9 out of 10. I think it's very important, because employer brand is first of all about values of the company. And again, in our industry, people trust people. The people are values that stand behind them, so absolutely important.
I totally agree, because people translate their ideas, thoughts into companies, and companies are built by people.
Right.
So the more top management team shares their views on life and values, the more people from who wants to join the company will understand what to expect from the work processes in the future.
Right, I agree.
Thank you a lot, Valentina. It was a pleasure to talk to you today. We covered so many important topics. I hope many new talents will come to iGaming. We will launch huge number of great campaigns that will transform the perspective of the industry. And I wish you to have a great year.
Diana, thank you so much. And again, it was a pleasure for me to talk to you. And I really hope that we can continue our conversations, because for me, this is very much beneficial, really. So it makes me think about the future of my team, a future of my brand, about the future of the industry. So I'm absolutely open to continue, probably not here, not in front of the people, but I'm sure that we have very many things to discuss.
Our conversations are always very insightful, so I don't say goodbye, I say till the next time.
See you later.